Hi guys, how you doing? What's happening? Happy Thanksgiving.
Too. Did the kids like their gifts from Germany?
They did. Thanks. Yeah.
Tom, offensively, a lot of things have not been going right for you guys, whether it be red zone or third down, short yardage, touchdowns rather than field goals, etc. But in Munich, it seemed like a lot of those boxes were checked. Touchdowns rather than field goals. You guys are converting high percent on third down. Do you feel like this offense is, the arrow's pointing up and you guys are moving in the right direction?
I think the most important thing to realize it's week to week too. You know, it's as good as that was. It was one game, and you got to build on it. So you got to put together a bunch of those games. So we just got to keep the pressure on, practice hard, prepare hard. Ultimately, when you go out there, play your ass off, and see what we can make of it. So, we got a big stretch ahead, and it starts this week in Cleveland. It's gonna be a tough game. Tough, hard-nosed football team. Tough, hard-nosed city. They're fighting hard, so we've got to figure out how to go out there and win it.
Before the Germany game, you had said on your podcast you kind of wanted to see more effort. Was that something that you saw in Germany?
Thought we did it. Again, it was 2 weeks ago, so we just got to play. We got to play hard. We got to give everything we got. So Byron made a good point today. We got 7 games. We got 21 practices, and we're 5-5. It's not obviously a great record, but could be worse, could be better. Doesn't really matter. Our whole season's ahead of us, and we got to go out there and we got to play well. And if we do it, we'll feel good about what happens. If we don't, we'll feel very disappointed. So, it's all ahead of us. It's going to be up to us what we make of this season, and it starts this week.
Tom, you've had a lot of bye weeks yourself over the years, and you guys have won 2 in a row going in. For you, is there a key to building momentum when you have a week away to lose some of the momentum of what you guys had?
Like I said, I think every week is a new week. There's different challenges, and I think we're relatively fresh and healthy, and we got to go play well. So we got to play with great intensity and effort and enthusiasm, and we got to go execute well, and we got to throw and catch it. We got to finish our blocks on the run game. We got to make tackles. We got to get to the quarterback. You got to do all the things that winning football really demands. And I think the hard part about football season is it's a marathon, and everyone's got to buckle down and give everything they got. And I think this time of the year, some teams get worse and stop believing and lose hope, and other teams do the opposite. And I think that's where you really see, whether it's a championship boxing match, whether it's football season, whether it's the middle of the third quarter of a game, it's when you begin to separate yourself. You can't really separate yourself 4 games in, but when you get to 12 games in, you can start to do that. And we got to play well.
Sorry, Julio Jones has finished a couple games now, and we saw him make the play and run really fast to the end
Yep.
zone. Obviously, health is the biggest thing with him, but when you have that element to go with Mike and Chris, how much harder is that on the defense? And they can't double all those guys, right?
Yeah, really important. And I just think it's production outside of what Chris does and what Mike does, and that third receiver position, who's ever in there, has to be productive. And the tight end position made some plays too, which helps their production. The run game helps their production. So, you always look at 400 yards offense as kind of a baseline number. Well, how do you get there? You throw for 250, you got to rush for 150. You throw for 300, you got to rush for 100. So if you run for 150, you got to, and you throw for 300, you've had a hell of a day. And you still got to throw that 350 to somebody, and they got to catch for 350 too. So, if Chris and Mike go for 90 each, you still got to come up with 170. So it's third receiver, it's tight end, it's running backs. Everyone's got to figure out how to produce and add to that kind of yardage total. And then ultimately it comes down to third down, scoring points in the red area. And that's where you see numbers pick up. And turnovers, you can't score if you turn the ball over. So that's why it's a team game. It's an ultimate team game. The better you run it, the less pressure it puts on the pass game. If you're not running it, then you got to throw for 400. Well, that's hard to do. It's hard to throw for 400. But, we're going to a place that has inclement weather. We're going to have to run it well. We're going to have to, when we pick our spots throwing, we're going to have to throw it well. And we're going against a team that, got a good pass rusher, good cover guys. They played really hard, and, it's going to be a tough game.
Tom, you've been on a 7-5 team that made a run, won the Super Bowl. You've been on a 5-5 team that made a run and won the Super Bowl. Is that something you stress to the guys, like, hey, what we're trying to accomplish is not unprecedented here?
I don't think you even think that far ahead. I mean, I think it's kind of pointless. You got to think about what's in the moment and what we have ahead of us this week, and it's a tough game and it's a tough opponent. So, everyone wants to jump ahead and think about things that are so far down the road. It's kind of a waste of time. I mean, really just focus on having a good practice, correct what we messed up, put together 3 good days of practice, and then be prepared to play a game. It's, you can only win one game this week, and that game's on Sunday. So build what we can to make sure we play our best Sunday.
Tom, you mentioned building, and when you said inclement weather in Cleveland and how important running the ball is going to be, how important was it then to be coming off the game where you guys were able to run it as effectively as you did there going into this game?
Yeah, super important, and that was great that we ran it like that. But we're gonna need to do that every week. That's just the reality. We're gonna have to control the line of scrimmage and make yards running and make people miss and finish blocks and not get penalties and be balanced. And the games where we've done that, we've done a really good job. Where we haven't, it's been a struggle.
Tom, what have you seen from Nick Leverett? A couple games now, left guard for you. He's a bit of an energizer bunny in there.
Yeah.
With this personality. But what do you see when you look at him on film and when he's in front of you just doing his thing?
Yeah, he's done a good job, and certainly, the communication's really important. He does a good job of that. Kind of has a little bit of a center background to him, and everyone has a lot of confidence in Nick, and goes in there and he fights his tail off. So it's all you can ask for, and everyone loves having him in there. He's working really well with Donnie, working well with Haynes, and he's done a great job.
May I ask what you're most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
It's a good question. I'm thankful for a lot. I have a lot of blessings in my life. I'm a very, very lucky guy. So
We saw Jack out with you today. How
Yep.
cool was that to have him with you?
it's the best. I had him out here for training camp last year, which was amazing for a dad. So that was pretty special. Just love having him. And as much as I can be around him, the better it is. So.
You told us that Rachaad White, as a rookie, you were watching him since he's got here. He carries around his notebook.
Yep.
And he's almost like a quarterback. He had a really good game, and I know it takes everybody.
Yep.
But how good do you think he can do? And he was telling us that in the NFL, as you go on, you need a couple of running backs. So, the progress that he's made, and what are you seeing, Tom, from Rachaad?
He's done a good job, and when he's got his opportunities, really take advantage of it. I think he's a hard-working guy. He means a lot, cares a lot. He's got a good skill set in the run game and the pass game. He's done a great job for us, and I think just more of what we saw, that's what we'd all love to see, more of it, and every week we'd love to see that. And, if we can get that from him and Lenny and Gio and Sneak, I mean, it's a good backfield. All right, thank you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.